Okay, we're going to do a demonstration on how to write C++ files, or write C++ out to a file. So I'll go ahead and open up Visual Studios. Create a new project. It's going to be a C++ project. We are going to dump it into the folder I've been using for this. Writing to file. That's good enough. Go ahead and create our C++ source file, CPP file. And we'll just call it writing to file to keep it easy. We will need some headers here. We'll need the IO stream, of course. And then we will actually need a library called fstream to get our output file object. So I'll go and put that in there, and we'll use namespace standard just so I don't have to write out all the extra. STD scope resolution operator, then cout. So using namespace standard, and we'll need our main function to enter the program. So this fstream library gives us access to a set of classes and functions that allow us to write files, read and write files from a C++ file. So one of those is you have to declare a object, much like you would a string object, so string cat or whatever. It will actually be an output file stream object. So how you do that is of stream, and you can call this whatever you want, just like you would call any other object, whatever would make sense in the application. So just for this simple tutorial, our output file stream object, we'll call it output file. Just because. And then what we need to do is we need to use this output file object, which is this, to we'll have to run a function off of that to actually open what we would call our file. So how we would do that is output file dot open, and then in here is your arguments for it. Excuse me. We'll just call it output.txt is going to be our file. Then actually we can go ahead and just run this, and it will create so it ran successfully. It will actually create the text file in our, so here's so writing a file, this is the number, or the C++ thing I just created, our Visual Studios folder here, and then in here is our our CPP file, and look right there, output.text. Okay, so it's created our text file, just a blank text file here. So how are we going to write stuff to it? I'll show you that. So one way to do it is you're going to need your output file object, and then sometimes get these backwards, but I believe it's this way. Um, we're gonna write hello, this is a test, and the inline. Okay, so it's actually, so right here it's already telling me this is the wrong way. You'll want to do it like this. And what this is actually telling the compiler is this output file is an object. We used it to open the output.txt, and then we're using the object to actually write this stuff to our output file, or our output.txt. So go ahead and build this, and then I'll bring up our file again. I'm getting it sorted on the other window. Alright, here we go. So, writing to file, and our output, hello, this is a test. So there we go. It happened. It output the file. We can write objects to the output file as well. So we could create our string object, string cat. I just came up with this just because, and we can initialize this to cat says hi. First thing popped in my head, it's 4 a.m. So, alright, so we will output file the string object, which is cat, and then inline. Go and compile that, and it worked. And right there, hello, this is a test, cat says hi. So, the best way, you can actually kind of input this in a while loop, and there's ways that you can do functions. That way you can write database stuff. You can loop through your different data variables in a database and print those out on a text file or different types of files. For the C++ tutorials, these .txt files are usually the easiest to conceptualize. But we can create a quick while loop just to kind of show you a different, just a way to do this with a while loop. So I'll do that right now. Go ahead and comment out this. Oop. There we go. Alright, so we'll go to, we'll do a while loop. Or do, there we go, do while loop. Well, and we'll do a control structure here to end our do while loop. So it'll actually be a char end loop will be our variable name, and actually we need another library to do this. This is input output manipulation library, so we'll do to upper and loop. So, and I'll show you what this means in a minute. I know I'm not doing a great job explaining right now. So the whole idea of what I'm doing here is I'm going to create a do loop to ask the user if they want to output some type of data to a file, and at the end here I'll create a structure to ask them if they want to continue doing this. So please enter the name of an animal. And then we'll do cn. I'm actually going to create a string animal to ask for the animal that the user will input. So do that, and then we will end that. We'll do an inline just so our code doesn't look sloppy or the output doesn't look sloppy. And actually, we'll output it. Output file. We'll output file the animal. Oh, I forgot a very important thing here. Whenever we're done with the file, this output file, we want to do .close. I'll just put down here. Output file .close. So that'll actually just close everything up. Oh, right there. So, oh yeah, to end. So in here I'll create a little. So what I want the file to do is, and like I got a little compiler notification there, so I'll put this in that line. So what I want the compiler to do is, let me just comment out this. To comment out a line is Control KC in Visual Studios. There we go. Okay. And Control K used to uncomment. So so we'll ask the user, once you've entered in the name of an animal, we'll output it to this output.txt file, and then we'll end that line, and then we'll ask, do you want to continue adding more animals? In that line. Oh, yeah. Why or no? Yes or no? Question mark. And actually we can enclose this in a do while loop too. I'll show you what this looks like in a minute. Control X. Oh yeah, we'll take their input and we'll read it into loop. So we're gonna ask, do you want to continue adding more animals? Yes or no? And then we'll read that in loop, and we'll say, oh, I'm just trying to pause here for a minute, figure out my logic. Do you want to continue adding more animals? Yes or no? CN in loop. Oh yeah. If end loop is not equal to also, I gotta figure out what that 2 upper is, or how to use it. Oh yeah, I can do the conversion right here. There. So what we'll do is we'll ask the user for do you want to continue, yes or no? And this 2 upper will convert. If they put it lowercase, it'll convert it to an uppercase. So so we know it's going to convert to yes or no. And so now we'll make sure that they're entering the information correctly. So we're saying, if do you want to continue adding animals, yes or no? And they'll enter in either yes or no here. We'll convert it. If they did not enter in a correct yes or no, we will then prompt the user, wrong answer, please enter either Y for yes or N for no. Okay. And we'll continue doing this loop while end loop is equal to y. Make sure you put the double equals here. You don't want to do this because this will assign it to end loop. Hold on a second. Let's look at my. Oh, actually, our logic down here is this should be down here. Take this out. And this should be, we should be testing right here if they're entering in the correct logic to exit the loop. Okay. I probably made some mistakes, but oh well. Go and compile it. Okay. Please enter an animal. Well, actually I don't like that. Let's do a, let's format it a little better. Give ourselves some space. Alright. Al. First one that popped in my head. Yes. Nope. Our antelope. No. Alright. We exited. I got some logic errors there, but we can tell, or what we did do is we created an antelope and an owl. I can go back and mess with this later. Let's see if that outputs our file. So come over to our output file. Owl and antelope right there. We just need to do an inline space between them. Oh, let's do one of these. There we go. Change this up a little bit. Oh, actually we need to remove this. There we go. For whatever reason, this used to mess me up in class, is the double ampersand is and the double bars is or. So you want to I don't know why that IntelliSense is firing off of that. Al. Yes. Dog. Elephant. Yes. Crocodile. No. Okay. The whole point of this video is to output this information to an output file. So right there, owl, dog, elephant, crocodile. So alright, I can go back and mess with this logic here later. Something's happening with the two upper. It's just not converting everything, but you usually just you create your program and then run it a few times. You'll get errors. Just troubleshoot as you go, and go back and try different stuff and see what breaks, and then just backtrack and see if you can correct it. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. I'll see you in the next video.